Alright folks, welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Don Father and I'm now going to be doing a reaction that was suggested in a comment section of one of my previous videos. Of course, I did the boat lift on the day of September 11th, 2001. That's seen an extraordinary effort with loads of people volunteering to try and evacuate people out of harm's way in Manhattan. But a couple of days later, the UK, the Queen gave the order to do a special ceremony and they performed Star Spangled Banner at Buckingham Palace. The Queen's Coldstream Guards, I believe it is, Star Spangled Banner played at Buckingham Palace September 13th, 2001. Of course, it was a day that changed the world, wasn't it, September the 11th? And I remember, I was only young at the time and I says to my mother, this is going to end up in a war. Whatever's happened to whoever did this, this is going to cause a war. It was just so tragic. I was only young, but I still knew that you can't get away with doing that sort of atrocity to the United States at all. Something's going to happen, and it is actually what's seen me end up being deployed in the Middle East a couple of years later, serving my country in the British Army for the Black Watch. That's actually my headdress, but this was this one here. It was the red. It was just the red hackle, no tartan background, and no badge with the lion rampant there, and the Scotland Saltire Cross and the crown. That wasn't there. All of that. It was just the red hackle and the TOS. They were the 1st Battalion. The Black Watch, the Royal Highland Regiment, which later amalgamated all the Scottish battalions into the Royal Regiment of Scotland, where the Black Watch became the 3rd Battalion of it. So just a brief description of what I was in and the fact that I was in Iraq. Only 2 or 3 years, 3 years or so after this took place. Actually, the Black Watch were in the war in 2003, but I was too young to go to it. But look, it was a day that shaped and changed the world, and no matter what happens, obviously in the past or in the future, the United Kingdom's stance will always be the same, and it's that of solidarity with our brothers and sisters, the United States, across the pond. Anyway, the link to this original video will be in the description section below if you want to watch it again, but without my face in it. Feel free to do so, and check out all of our social media stuff, Patreon, etc. in the description section below. Anyway, no more talking then. Let's go.
And to continue, here is something visually which we've been talking about in our coverage earlier today, which I must tell you we were really looking forward to. We saw a report earlier today that at Buckingham Palace in London, where Queen Elizabeth II lives when she is in London, the Coldstream Guards, who change the guard, not the Coldstream Guards, but they change the guard every day at Buckingham Palace, as we know, and we are told that at the request of the Queen, the Coldstream Guards band played the Star Spangled Banner. Let's listen. Whew.
Well, that's the end of the short video, and it's just a really touching tribute to those who lost their lives on that day, and it's also a clear message of defiance from the United Kingdom and also the United States. How quickly they bounced back from that, cleared up the area, got the people out, recovered, and then, what's the word I'm looking for, and then rebuilt as an act of pure and utter defiance to any enemy, anybody who thinks they can have a pop or have a go at these proud countries. You will stand corrected. We'll never surrender to it. We'll always stand up for ourselves, and we'll always be united. Absolutely brilliant. Such a moving tribute, seeing people crying obviously 2 days after possibly some of them's lost loved ones and not being able to get over to the US. Just everybody's heads were all over the place. Everything was up in the air. We didn't know what had happened. There was all these rumours that it was this person that's being carried out by these people. It was just pure and utter chaos. But one thing we all knew was, at the time, this was not going to go unpunished, and no, it never. But everything I've watched, even after this, obviously we've seen the movie United 93, the horrors of that as well, the failed attempt on the White House, which saved thousands of people actually. Those people up in those planes fought. Obviously they couldn't land the flight or survive, but they gave their lives to prevent the loss of further lives. All these things that happened, and just so tragic. And everything that I've been watching since, I mean, this is 20 years ago to this year. It's absolutely frightening. Everybody can remember it like it was yesterday, but I think that's what is a really incredible thing that we'll take away from it. It was something that, as I say, made the world stand still and we'll never forget. And also, anybody who wants to have a go at America or Britain or our allies, want to have a go at us, we'll never forget, and we'll always respond with force, anybody who tries to do anything. But I thought the message was clear there. It was one of defiance, but it was also one of grief and emotion. And it was a beautiful, touching tribute that Her Majesty the Queen organised from the Coldstream Guards to be able to perform for the people. As I said, some of them were probably Americans there. You've seen the little Star Spangled Banner flags in the crowd, but very moving. It was the time for reflecting and the time for grief in the wake of what was to come afterwards. But really good video. Thanks very much for requesting it. It was touching. I'm sure it's fresh in a lot of people's minds what happened. There's people who have lost loved ones who probably still really feel their loss every day. But as I say, it was a moment that we won't forget, and we'll never let, if it does happen again, we'll never let it go unpunished. That's my message anyway. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reactions involving America right now. We're doing an American playlist right now and I'm really loving it. And just put the notifications bell on as well so you don't miss it. Any of our future uploads that we're going to be doing. Thanks very much for watching. I am the Dawn Father and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.